My congressional source is a Democrat from Arizona who served as a Marine in Iraq and sits on the Senate Homeland Security Committee, Senator Ruben Gallego. And thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Do you think Secretary Rubio is saying the same thing today as he said yesterday?
No, look, Secretary Rubio is doing CYA at this point. He knows, and President Trump knows, that the MAGA base is pissed. They're mad that they elected somebody who said they're going to keep out of wars. Now they're following another country into war, and so they're trying to remake it. But nothing we've seen, by the way, in any type of intelligence, both open source or in classified settings, has told us that there was any imminent attack coming from Iran on U.S. forces. They're not just to do a full take back. The problem with this is that it tells us what's the mindset of this administration, and it really tells us how dangerous this is. They didn't think this thoroughly. They put our men and women at risk. They put our allies at risk. We're seeing the results of that with already 6 dead. We have embassies that are being bombed right now. We have a CIA station was just bombed because they did not follow through all the proper procedures you should do before you go to war. And instead of actually doing things the right way, doing things in the national interest of this country, we followed Israel to do this. And I think now we're all seeing the results of that.
What were your takeaways from the briefing today with Secretary Rubio?
Without going into some of the classified portions of it, the most important thing that came away from this was, number one, we don't have a plan how to get out of this. We don't actually have a concept of victory. Our justification for going into the war is entirely different from what we're hearing from the president right now. Again, this is even after the president went publicly and spoke to that. And that all is a very scary situation. Like for me, as someone that had to live through some really bad decisions in 2005 that the then administration did, if we don't know how we can get out of this war, we don't know what the actual victory is, we're seeing potentially a long-term war. The president has not been very clear when it ends. More importantly, the American public does not want this right now.
Well, there's also a question of who is going to run Iran. Obviously, the supreme leader was killed, so were a lot of his top aides. They're trying to figure out who their next leader is going to be. And I want you to listen to what the president said today when he was asked by reporters about this very prospect.
Do you have someone in mind right now? Because you said all the people you did have in mind have been taken out. What do you think?
Well, most of the people we had in mind are dead. So, we had some in mind from that group that is dead. And now we have another group. They may be dead also, based on reports. So I guess you have a third wave coming in. Pretty soon we're not going to know anybody.
I mean, look, the man is joking about something that has some very severe consequences.
He might not be joking. They might all actually.
Well, I mean, no, I don't disagree. But the problem is he's joking about a very serious situation. And it's our boys and girls that are suffering from this, lack of planning, lack of thought, just like knee-jerk reaction just to follow whatever Netanyahu says. And it's not in the best interest of this country. And more importantly, this is such a distraction. America is hurting right now. I talk to Arizonans all the time. They can't buy a house. Rent is getting expensive. Food's expensive. And what are we doing? We're spending billions of dollars on a war of choice. A war of choice right now that this country does not want. What the people want, what the country wants, is a country that's going to benefit and look out for their benefit, not for other countries right now.
If the Pentagon asks for more funding for what's happening, would you support it?
I'm going to say that, in my opinion, I want to see at least 50% of that money has to come from the Gulf states and from Israel. We cannot continue to cut Medicaid.
So if the Pentagon comes to you and asks for more
Yes.
funding for this war, you're going to say 50% of it must come from those other countries.
Those other countries. We're using our stockpile. We're using our taxpayer money to protect those countries. At the same time, we're cutting Medicaid. We're cutting food stamps. People are hurting. We cannot keep doing this. We use our treasure. We're using our men to protect these countries. They need to throw in and have skin in the game, too.
Senator Ruben Gallego, thanks for joining us on Set.